Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Rambling RunOff, a sports podcast. I am your host, Robert Rios, as always, giving to you the sports news as poppin' of the week, of the time, at the moment. And guess what, guys? I'm not by myself today, finally. Making his 3-week, 4-week, whatever return it is time. Make some noise. Give a round of applause if you're not driving for Mr. Daniel Tom. Daniel, say what's up.
I actually feel like I'm walking into an empty NBA arena with all the cheers I'm hearing from the fake crowd noise. All jokes aside, happy to be back. The work schedule had gotten a little busy right before Christmas, and then we got sick. So I had to take some time off to kind of rest and relax a little bit, but happy to be back.
I mean, I'm happy that you're back because now I don't have to talk to myself. But I'm glad that you're feeling better.
You don't like having a conversation with yourself?
I mean, I could do it by myself without being recorded, but I don't know. The show just flows better when you're talking to someone else. So, yeah.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah, and what else should be done is talking about all this sports stuff. Especially with the jam-packed show that we should have today. On our schedule for today's show, we got some NFL playoffs that just happened this past weekend. We're gonna finally get into some NBA talk and kind of jump around on what's going on there. In the warm-up, I know I kind of mentioned his name last one of the last shows that we did. Mr. John Madden. Unfortunately, he passed away not so long ago, but hey, we're gonna honor him by talking about some Madden, if you know what I'm talking about, but everybody. And then for the rundown, of course, stick around because we always got a bunch of stuff to just ramble on towards the end of the show. So make sure you stick around for that. But yeah, that should be what we got right now. But first, Daniel, I want to know how you've been. How's life?
I don't feel like life has changed all that much. Yeah, I've been out for the last 3 to 4 weeks, but we're making the best of every situation placed. Excuse me. Been working a lot. I had to kind of slow down for a little bit, but Christmas was well spent with family and friends. So was New Year's, and we're now in a new year. Hopefully, bigger things to come.
And just really quick, I didn't want to tell you this because I just want to keep it as a surprise. And don't worry, it's nothing too bad.
Oh God!
Since you weren't here for when we went over the college football championship game, can you give us your thoughts on the results?
Honestly, I feel like if I go back and listen to the podium show we did back in August, did I not say this was Georgia's year to potentially do something big? Yes or no?
Sure, we said a lot of this. We said a lot of teams this year. We even said Cincinnati was going to make it. We were this close,
and they did. I didn't say they were going to get into the national championship game, but they still got into the playoff as a group of 5. So, I mean, that's a win for any group of 5 school. Beside the point, seeing how this season ended, watching Bama get knocked off the top of the mountain, and watching another SEC power finally make a name for itself, I think it was a nice little refreshing memory to end the 21 season, even though my Trojans played like garbage all year.
It's okay, bro. There's always next year.
Lincoln Riley's here. All hope is we're a contender again.
He's gonna make it into the mecca of college football,
as it should be.
As it should be, sure. Should have been like that all the time, but I'm glad to hear that you're happy with the result. I'm pretty sure everyone was like wondering, like, hey, like, I wonder what he thinks. He knows a lot about college football.
Except the college football enthusiast has been out the last 3 or 4 weeks.
No, yeah, I know. That's why I wanted to give you your time to, put your opinion out there into the internet space.
Look, if you really want to give me my time, I can do a podium show by myself and just talk about the 21 season.
Well, you're not, because there's no rambling runoff or podium show without Robert. So
please vote in my Instagram poll if I should do a show without Robert. Please and thank. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Right. Oh, I didn't even. I always forget because it's something that I haven't been promoting, but I do put Spotify polls.
Spotify has polls.
Yeah,
You learn something new every day, don't you?
and Georgia was picked to win 100%. So
I just think everybody's tired of seeing Bama at the top. They wanted to see change.
yeah, and because we didn't have a lot of people vote. But yeah, is that all you would like to have to say about the game, sir?
That's all I have to say. Let's turn the page to 22. We're about 228 days out from the first games. So be a long wait, but it'll be all worth it in the end.
All right, for sure, for sure. Are you ready to start our real rambling runoff?
Let's roll.
All right. So the first thing we like to go over is the NFL playoffs, which, like I mentioned last week, the Super Wild Card Weekend. Wow, how amazing! I mean, it was a weekend, but they were neither a wild card or super wild. So, yeah, most of the games were a blowout. Maybe 2 games were decent.
Yeah, put it that way.
Because, yeah, there was nothing else really to watch on some of these games. It was like whatever, but
anything for TV ratings, of course.
Hey, we did get some controversy. I mean, then again, the games still, I mean, they didn't really make up for much anyways, but which is probably why people are only talking about that, but we'll get to it in a bit. So the first game from Super Wild Card Weekend, we had to go all the way to Cincinnati, Ohio, where the Bengals defeated the Bengals defeated the Las Vegas Raiders 26-19.
I can feel the fan base staring into your soul right now, knowing
they don't
deep
care.
down you're right.
No, they don't care. Wherever they move, there will always be Raiders fans, right?
Amen.
There you go. But yeah, the Bengals were able to, finally win a playoff game in almost 20, 30 years, forever years.
I feel like that was the big storyline coming into this game. Because there's just 2 teams you never see in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. One of them was going to come away victorious, and that'd be the first time they win a playoff game in God knows how long.
Yeah. I think the Bengals was longer, and it's been a hot minute. So
yes, but every Raiders fan knows the disappointment of postseason football. So I can also feel their pain. But please enlighten me, Rios.
Well, just to give you some, before we get into detail, some stat numbers. Derek Carr went 29-54. He threw for 310 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception.
That interception proved to be costly.
Just a tad. I mean, we'll get to it right now, but Joe Burrow on the other side for the Bengals, he went 24 of 34, 244 yards, and he threw 2 touchdowns. One of which very spectacular, but under scrutiny because it was stupid. But Mr. Burrow did lead an offense that scored on 6 drives, which most of them were capped off by field goals by Mr. Evan McPherson, who became the first rookie to make 4 field goals without a miss in a postseason debut. And yeah, as the scoreline reads, the Las Vegas Raiders were defeated by 7 points. And now we get into the game.
That interception in the end zone by Carr really proved to be costly. Granted, there were some other controversy involved.
I mean, we just jump into it now. So basically, the game kind of was slow. Just field goal fest a little bit. Up until, what was it? It was right before the half, right? Or
it was like the last 90 seconds of the half.
Yeah, where the Bengals were 3rd and 4, just outside the red zone. Burrow was scrambling out of the pocket to his right. He had a defender in front of him, in which he was about to run out of bounds, but he didn't. And right before he ran, he was nowhere near the touchline. He was just, he was getting there.
He was tiptoeing the sideline when he made that pass.
Yeah, he right before he wanted to step out, he jumped. He had a good enough space to jump into the air. Throws the ball. The ball's by the here picture like this. He throws the ball. The ball's in the air. It's like in the end zone, basically. It gets caught. But right before it gets caught, you hear that annoying noise that no one likes to hear, a whistle. And everyone's like, wait, what happened? What happened? And the referee, no one wanted to put a touchdown. No one wanted to say anything. And then like 2 minutes later, like the ruling on the field is a touchdown. And I think, yeah, they reviewed it, right?
No, it was it.
It didn't go under review either.
Dead ball. Inadvertent whistles by rule in the NFL are not grounds for review, so they weren't allowed to review it. And
So
I
dumb.
think that's what upset the Raiders fan base the most, knowing they all heard it.
Yeah, well, everybody heard it. Well, because even if they didn't give the touchdown, it's still it's a lose-lose for both teams in either direction. Because why? I'm like, dude, that referee got caught ball watching. Because why did he blow his whistle? He blew the whistle when he threw the ball 10 yards down the field.
That's the beauty of being a referee. You get paid to make unemotional decisions, and at this point, that unemotional decision
changed
the momentum of how the game was actually going to be.
I mean, even if he didn't blow his whistle, I'm pretty sure that's what was going to happen. I mean, that's how the play ran out, even though he blew the whistle, right?
Yeah, they let the play run.
No, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, like even if he didn't blow the whistle, that was the outcome anyway. It was just dumb that he blew it. And like I was trying to explain, that's why I was trying to, in my description, I was trying to explain that Burrow was nowhere. By the time he threw the ball, he wasn't even out of bounds. He was in the air. He never even stepped out of bounds. Like it was like, that's why I'm like, dude, the ref was ball watching. I'm like, bro, how could you? But then again, this isn't the first time the refs have screwed up in the playoffs. Like they've been doing this for the past 3-4 years now, where they get one crew of officials that they just screw up the game. Like they've screwed up games.
Here's the ironic part in all that. When it comes to the playoffs, a lot of these officiating crews have never worked with each other before. Because the NFL is, I don't want to say they're smart when they do stuff like this, but they strategize by giving a ref a whole new crew to work with for the playoffs, so they find different ways to work together. However, in a case like this, and it's happened the last few years, crews that don't work together during the regular season always tend to have the major slip-ups.
I've noticed it. They had the PI call with the Saints, the pass interference with the Saints and the Rams. I think there was that other game. I think it's on the tip of my tongue. I'm forgetting. I think it was 2018 or 2019. Kansas City almost got screwed over because the refs, again, inadvertent whistles and inadvertent flags. Like, dude, like, what are you guys doing? Like you guys are doing stuff just for fun now. Like, oh, our bad. Like, okay, but it was a mistake. But why'd you make that mistake? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, that was against Cleveland, wasn't it?
Oh, I'm not sure, but I do remember it was with KC because I think KC won the game.
Yeah, I think that was against Cleveland. I don't know if it was last.
That was the game where the referee said he
ago?
retired right after that game.
Yeah,
on how poorly of a job that he did.
It's starting to all come back to me.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is not new. Like, it's just very weird, like in the playoffs where it's not that that's amplified, it's just that it's very obvious.
Shall we go back to that era? I think it was like 2011 where the refs were basically in a lockout and they had to go with the replacement refs. Do we not remember that Green Bay Seattle game, the Hail Mary in the end zone?
Oh yeah,
one called it down, the other called it touchdown. After
stupid.
Review, they called it a touchdown, and Green Bay got hosed.
Yeah, that was stupid.
See, I would rather have the issues we've had in the playoffs than deal with the replacement refs again.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. It's just very odd that it always happens during the playoffs. Like, they're not amplified mistakes. They're just very blatant and obvious. That go with no explanation.
The refs want their 15 minutes of fame too.
I guess. You guys already had Ed Huckley. So then,
Leave Ed Hockley out of this.
oh, whatever. He retired already.
There are penalties in the Pro Bowl.
That's funny. But I mean, besides that mistake in the game, and you know who you are. I already talked to you about this. It was a mistake. Get over it. But besides that, I feel like the Raiders never really stood a chance. I mean, they started picking up steam in the late fourth quarter. But yeah, like you were mentioning that interception, what the hell was that?
It was a short pass where I feel like if he had a little bit more time, he could have found a receiver in the end zone.
Bro, he had time. I don't know what the hell. He threw it where the receiver was double teamed.
I don't know why you're throwing him to double coverage to begin with.
I don't know. He was trying to get that easy. He was trying to slim it down the line to get that easy touchdown, but it was not an easy touchdown.
That one throw just changed the game.
Well, because you're talking about the one at the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
is that fourth down call?
That was the end of the game, fool. Yeah, like 19 seconds. What are you talking about? Change the game.
Well, if you score, you tie the game, send it to overtime.
Yeah. Well, now he tried to rush it and it was never gonna pay off. I was like, bro, there is no play there.
And now look, it's only in 4 days and they fired Mike Mayock.
Goodbye, sir. Nice to meet you. Time to start clean again, I guess.
Let's just see how they handle the head coaching search now that they're in the off season.
Yeah. Is there anything else you would like to add onto about this game?
I want to say the Raiders did play hard,
yeah,
especially from the circumstances they came from,
mm-hmm.
and just getting to the playoffs how they did. They were basically left for dead after they were 7-8.
Yeah,
no, not 7-8.
Or I don't know. Well, they sucked.
Yeah, they were down for a while, and it took week 17. All they had to do was kneel for peace. The Raiders and the Chargers would have gotten into the playoffs, and Pittsburgh doesn't get in. Except Mr. Staley of the Chargers decides to call a timeout, setting up a perfect field goal for the Raiders to sneak in, only to get booted in the wild card. But overall, after everything they've went through this year, you gotta hand it to Vegas.
Yeah. I just wish this game was better. Like, the scoreline makes it seem like it was close, but it was never close.
The score it just made the score looked respectable compared to how the game actually was played.
Yeah. Like, all right, you guys lost by a touchdown, but I don't think you guys were ever gonna make it. I feel like the Bengals offense was just way better.
Yeah, and let's see what the Bengals have coming up.
No, yeah, for sure. But moving on, and the next round of games on Super Wildcard Weekend, the Bills. I put beat in our notes, but they destroyed these fools. The Bills beat the Pats 47-17. I think the scoreline was like, what was it? 27-3 at halftime. This is not a game. This is practice. Come on, guys. What is this crap?
Practice? You're talking about practice?
Yes, I'm talking about practice. But the Pats never stood a chance. Their defense never figured out the Bills' offense. You had Josh Allen running around, calling his own number for fun. And he was even able to set a team playoff record with 5 touchdown passes, which included 2 to Dawson Knox and Mr. Devin Singletary, who ran for 2 scores in the first half. So, yeah.
The fact that you scored on your first 4 drives of the game without having to punt or put your defense out into the field is remarkable in a playoff atmosphere. And I know Bills Mafia has been waiting for this for a long time. Let me tell you.
Go get your flaming tables, everybody.
And they forced 2-3. They were only forced to 2 3-and-outs, and they ended half given 3 points to the Fighting Belichicks.
Bro, I bet everyone, dude, I want to know like all those like implant like Patriot fans are doing now ever since Tom Brady left. Like, what are you guys doing with your life?
They obviously traded in their Patriots gear for Bucks gear.
No, they didn't. They traded it in for Cowboys gear, fool.
Oh, come on. Come on, be realistic.
Nah, they probably just don't. They're like, oh, Tom Brady left. I don't care no more. Ooh. Yeah, now they suck.
Hey,
because the defense was never gonna beat. No, yo, bro. The first highlight from the highlight video is Josh Allen running for like 10 yards. Now you know you're in trouble.
Don't sleep on my boy Mac Jones though.
Yeah, I know he was okay, but that's the thing. He was okay. Being in the regular season.
One of those interceptions he threw into the end zone. I was just like, what was that?
Oh, the over the shoulder one, right?
Yeah.
Yo, to your
there's nobody open.
Bro, to your homie, Mr. Aguilar.
I was like, there's nobody open. Why are you throwing it?
It's Nelson Aguilar. He can catch anything. Come on, bro.
God.
Now he remembers. He's like, oh yeah, he played for USC.
No, come on, I knew that. Remember, he's a Super Bowl champ with the Eagles.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, damn, what's he doing here?
Well, you got to clean house somewhere.
No, yeah. But stat lines I like to run you by. Josh Allen, 21 and 25. He didn't even throw a lot. 25 throws. He threw for 308 yards, 5 touchdowns.
That's just because this defense was helping him do his job.
Yeah. Devin Singletary, I mentioned him earlier. He had his 2 touchdowns. He ran for 81 yards with 16 carries. On the other side of the field, Mr. Mac Jones, 24-38, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the 2 INTs. But what I feel like hurt were those turnovers. Cause was it? It was the over the shoulder interception,
the over the shoulder pick, and then I think he was picked like somewhere around like the 35 of the 40-yard line.
Yeah,
just when they were kind of picking up momentum to cut the score in half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like those turnovers really hurt them as well because the Pats never generated any type of offense, and the defense never figured out the Bills' offensive attack.
It's just nothing ever changed.
No, yeah, it was just cruise control. I was like, bro,
maybe Bill already gave up on the season.
I don't know. I don't think he's that type of guy.
But this man's success is solely built off of Tom Brady.
Hey, some people like to say it was the other way around.
Yes, but do we not remember how that relationship ended?
That's what I'm saying.
The world may never know.
Yep, we'll never know. Until we wait like 30 years, until we wait for like another 30 years and they bring back 30 for 30.
I would actually watch that 30 for 30.
You would watch to see who was the real diva, Belichick or Brady?
Who was the one in the toxic relationship? Find out in the next 30 for 30.
What would we be titled? It'd be like Brady and the Patriots or something.
The Boston Toxicas.
It's stupid. But anyways, we're getting a little off topic, but a little bit more on. Yeah, I mean, I want to talk more about this game, but there's just nothing to talk about because it was a blowout.
The game was just so one-sided. Like, what more can you talk about this game?
Like, it was over at halftime. Considering, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of people at halftime like, "Come on, guys, they did it once before in the Super Bowl." Yeah, but that was a totally different team,
led by the king of the NFL.
So yeah, there was no way they were gonna do it.
The Bills fans were already breaking more tables by halftime.
Yeah. The ones that couldn't get in.
Ryan, who's got more folding tables?
They're like, hey, dude, imagine you're like someone there and you're just going through everyone's shit and just like getting all their tables.
I found a table.
And then And or like the people, A, you lost your table, B, you lost your lighter fluid, or C, you lost both. Like, man, what happened to our lighter fluid?
A, did you lose your table? B, did you lose your lighter fluid? Or C, all of the above? I'd like to go with the answer C.
C, let me jump through a table. And also D, let me jump through a table.
D, I'm the one who stole the lighter fluid in the tables. I am Bills fan.
I am the table. From my wrestling fans out there.
Let's just see how Buffalo does the rest of the postseason. I think they can make a run.
Yeah, we'll get to that at the end. But next up, since we're winding down from there, no more table breaking. Another blowout. Woo!
Okay, I wouldn't necessarily call this a blowout.
Wait, what?
Okay, maybe it's just the score, but to me, yeah, I mean, it was kind of one-sided, but that wasn't like a blowout. A blowout is the game we just talked about.
It was a blowout. Okay, we're talking about the Bucks and the Eagles. The final scoreline was 31-15, and yeah, the Eagles also never stood a chance. This game was over. Bro, are you serious? It was a blowout. The Eagles didn't score until the fourth quarter.
I mean, that's what happened.
What the hell are you talking about?
But we all knew how good Tampa was. So it's like...
Yeah, but the Eagles had the hot hands.
My definition of a blowout is the Bills and the Patriots. This was just a poorly played game by Philly.
But it was still a blowout. It was like 27-0.
That definition is up for interpretation.
It was like 20-something-0 in the fourth quarter. That's not a blowout.
The definition is up for interpretation. I stand by my argument.
You and your interpretations. Anyways, Mr. Tom Brady ended the night with 29 of 37 passes, 271 yards with 2 TDs. On the other side for the Eagles, poor Jalen Hurts, 23 of 43, 258 yards, 1 touchdown, and the 2 INTs. I feel like what hurt the Eagles in this game as well, the turnovers. Yeah, the 2 interceptions just looked terrible. Like they were both like forced throws, and then they also had a muffed punt. I was like, bruh. I'm like, y'all just let this. Yes, the Eagles played terribly, but it's still a blowout. What the hell are you talking about? They just never got control of anything. They didn't do one thing right in this game.
Go Tampa. That's all I gotta say.
Stupid. That's all you got. I mean, I can't even. I just hate that you said that. I wish we could say more, but we can't. That's why I'm so annoyed by this game too.
We could argue what the definition of a blowout is, but I'm done with that. Just go Tampa.
Yeah, like this game, there's nothing to talk about within the game. Like even the Bucks stopped playing basically, and the Eagles still couldn't score.
Yeah. Well, at least we're eliminating the weakest links.
I guess. I actually thought the Eagles had a chance because they had the hot hand.
Come on.
Come on. Oh,
be realistic. As soon as they got this draw,
they were on a winning streak. They had won most of their games toward the end of the season. Like why not?
Yes,
why not give them a chance?
It doesn't matter how you finish the end of the season.
Yes, it does.
It matters. Well, I mean, it does for playoff seeding.
Well, I mean, do you want to be like this other team that's on our list that started out hot and went cold?
I feel like that was a lot of the NFC this year.
Oh gosh,
that really was a lot of the NFC this year.
Hey man, it's not about how you start; it's about how you finish.
Yeah, you got that right.
And well, unfortunately, the Eagles finished terribly.
The wings got clipped.
Bro, I don't even think the Eagles. Bro, all right, I'll put it to you like this. Coming into the game, I thought the Eagles would have had a chance. Looking at this game, they never stood a chance. Coming into this game, I would have said the Eagles could have destroyed the Patriots. But now looking at the scoreline and seeing what transpired on the field, bro, the Eagles and the Pats would have ended in a tie.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap, my boy.
But is there anything else you'd like to add on about this Bucks Eagles game?
2 words. Go Tampa.
That's 3 words. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Like it's 3 syllables.
2 words, 3 syllables. Go Tampa.
Bro. But yes, we got what we got? We got this, or we got this one and 2 more. Another, maybe the best game of the week, even though the scoreline is still a little iffy. I mean, my
I feel
opinion.
like this game had everything.
Yeah, that's why I feel like this game was better, because it flowed and it played out better, even though it ended in stupidity. We had the San Francisco 49ers beating the Dallas Cowboys 23-17. This was like the goofy game for me, because it's San Fran and Dallas, the 2 teams that think they should be with the fan bases that think that they should always be in the Super Bowl.
Please, no, don't put the Niners in that category.
No, yeah, it is true, bro. We got people that wear Niners hats and then switch to Dodgers hats, or vice versa.
Oh, I mean, I see that a lot, but come on, no, we're not gonna have this argument right now. Go on.
No, it's whatever. Yeah, so it was somewhat of a close game, but I feel like the Niners outplayed the Cowboys.
Oh, by far.
It's just that the Cowboys ran out of time, similar to the Raiders, but I feel like the Cowboys played better than the Raiders.
When you looked at this game on paper, just going into it, after what San Fran went through the week before, they had to basically play from behind all game to come back and beat the Rams in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And just that win by itself got them into the postseason.
Yeah.
They lose, the whole playoff picture changes. So I feel like the Niners used that win in Los Angeles and carried that momentum into Dallas. Because going into it, everybody was saying this could be the Dallas team that can finally get over the hump.
We were gonna beat them boys. Shut the hell up.
But just every time we get late into the season, I feel like Dallas always finds either it's one way or new ways to lose games when it really matters.
No, that's been a meme before memes were a thing. Like, people always look to Dallas in November. Basically the NFL season runs through Dallas in November, if you haven't noticed that. And I'm not BSing you. People will look at the Dallas schedule for no reason in November to see if Dallas makes it or not, if they have a chance. And it's like, bro. But anyways, some stats I'd like to run by you, of course, that I have here. Mr. Dak Prescott, who I felt was playing pretty good throughout the whole season, went 23 of 43, threw for 254 yards, had 1 touchdown and 1 INT. On the opposite side of the field, Jimmy Garoppolo threw 16 of 25 passes, 172 yards, and 1 INT. For the run game, I'd like to point out Mr. Emmanuel Mitchell, I think. Why didn't I write his name? Duh. Yeah, 27 carries, 96 yards, and 1 TD. And did I forget him? Oops, I guess I forgot that other guy. I forgot that other running back that they have. Oopsie doopsie.
By the way, for record keeping's sake, it's Elijah Mitchell. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. My bad. I don't know why I wrote down the initial, but I didn't write down his name. Oh, I'm so dumb. But who's that other Cowboys running back? Who's that guy that everyone was like really hyped up about?
Ezekiel Elliott?
Yeah, that guy. Whatever happened to him? Oh, dang. I guess he
didn't play most of the season.
Yeah, I know. He disappeared.
But, the boys kind of resemble some geometry shapes. So we have our pentagon, our hexagon, our octagon. The season's gone.
I was about to ask where you going with this. You're a fool. Our season's gone. Stupid. But anyways, like I mentioned before, I feel like the Niners played
a much cleaner game.
Yeah, like they were executing everything mostly on. I feel like they execute almost a perfect game.
I don't want to say it was a perfect game.
No, I know. That's why I said they almost did.
Like, I look at that last drive in the fourth quarter when they were able to get the ball off the field and kind of make Dallas work to try and get it within a one score game.
Yeah.
And I mean, Dallas did that. Just
No, yeah.
like you said, they
'Cause,
ran
like-
out of time and used some costly timeouts that they could have had in a situation like that.
Yeah. Because like the game, it felt like out of reach for a while. But Dallas just somehow they hanged in there. They did what they had to do. They got the game like within one score. And I mean, another thing too, I mean, yeah, like the Niners played their game, a complete game, but I feel like both teams were still like feeling each other out. You get what I'm saying?
I wouldn't have been mad if this game ended in a tie.
Well, I mean, it couldn't end in a tie. They would have to go into overtime and then playoff
Well,
game.
even
You mean you wouldn't be mad if it went into overtime?
either one, like if this was a regular season game, I wouldn't have been mad.
No, yeah, because you were actually seeing football and not just wherever the hell those other two games were. But would you like to get to what happened at the end of the game, sir?
Why not?
So the Cowboys, like we said, they got it down to what the scoreline was, 23-17. They're trying to rush down the field. They're moving the ball. I feel like they were calling some great plays down the sideline. Getting the ball, going out of bounds, stopping the clock. And they got to like the 40-some yard line. It was about 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. And Dak called they called Dak's number and he ran the ball for the first down. And he ran the ball down into a good yardage. The only problem was he ran the ball and he slid and he had no more timeouts. So the clock's ticking. There's 10 seconds left? 8 seconds left on the clock.
There's like 8 seconds left.
He gets the ball. He puts the ball at the line of scrimmage. And then everyone lines up. The center's ready to snap the ball. The referee stumbles in at the last second. He touches the ball, moves the ball for some reason. Well, I'm explaining to you in real time. Moves the ball for some strange reason. And then time runs out and the game's over. And everyone's like, what? The referee got in the way. He can't do that. Man, they screwed over the Cowboys. They messed up another game. No. On contrary to that, everybody. So there's a reason why the referee got in the way. And that's because the referee is always the person that has to set the ball on the ground. So technically what Dak did was
it wasn't illegal.
It wasn't illegal.
It wasn't smart.
It wasn't smart, and it wasn't the official way that the game is played. So for
you hand the ball to the official, you probably wouldn't have lost that time.
I mean, the ref was like 20 yards down the field. I mean, he was bolting it, but I feel like if even the center kind of goofed up too, if Dak and the center would have been smarter about it, they could have put the ball down, but just moved out of the way for the ref to, spot the ball correctly, and then they could have spiked it. But instead, they were already set, and they were already about to spike it, but the referee had to touch it and get in the way, and it's like, bruh. So I know for a split second, everybody was about to
there was about to be a riot in Dallas.
There was about to be a riot in Dallas because, the referee screwed us over too. It's like, no, he didn't. You guys screwed yourself over because your quarterback, for some reason, with 10 seconds left, ran an extra 10 yards for no reason when all he had to do was get the first down, slide, spike the ball, and you guys could have had your one chance.
Them boys.
One chance down the field to throw it.
Them boys
could have been a hero. He could have been a hero. But instead, he ran for another 10 steps, slid, and y'all couldn't spike the ball. It's like,
them
bro,
boys did it again.
they did it to themselves.
Season gone.
Season gone. But yeah, that's the way that game ended. 23-17, 49ers defeat the Cowboys. And a historic playoff game between these two historic rivals. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
All right, cool. We want to move on to the next one. We gotta get through these quicker, a little bit quicker.
Let's roll.
As you can see, you guys can't see, but Daniel can see my notes. There's nothing much on here because these next two games are just another.
Another sleeper.
If we could give out a shithousery award, it'd be these playoff games because these were all crap. Would you agree?
I can somewhat agree.
Oh, bro, I'm not even getting into it with you right now. Boy, you're just trying to contradict. You know these games were crap. Anyways,
next,
the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 42-21. The Steelers didn't do much the first half, but somehow, some way, they took the lead off of a defensive takeaway, basically like a scoop and score. I was like, bruh, y'all didn't do anything on offense. Your defense is barely doing anything. You guys get one takeaway and you score a touchdown. Good job. But then Casey just kind of was like, oh, wait, I forgot. We're at a football game. Let's score like 3 touchdowns.
Enter Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, basically, by halftime, the score was 21-7. Patrick Mahomes went 30 of 39, nearly perfect, 404 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 INT. And Mr. Ben Roethlisberger, unfortunately, this is the way his night ended. 29 of 44, 215 yards, and he threw for 2 touchdowns. Poor Mr. Hamburguesa. Unfortunately, this probably is and will be his last playoff game and last football games in general. But Casey, hey man, their defense played tough. Their offense played lights out. That flashy style of football that Patrick Mahomes is known to do was just too much for Pittsburgh. And like the other games, these guys just never stood a chance.
And the career of Mr. Roethlisberger took a hit.
I guess so. But then again, no one's going to remember that the shellacking that they took today, or not today, but that they took this past weekend. But they're going to remember, the Super Bowl against the Cardinals.
That's about it.
Yeah, basically. Didn't they also make another Super Bowl appearance, right? I believe they also made
against the Packers.
Yeah.
And lost.
Okay. Yeah.
To Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, it was a good game still.
They lost to Mr. Discount Double Check.
Dude, that was the real discount double check time. That's when it was as peak.
They even gave the man the belt.
Dude, serio. But yeah, nothing much to talk about this game. Because I can't even tell you if there was my favorite play was that defensive play by the Steelers because everything else was just eh. There was a cool shovel pass by Patrick Mahomes, but then again, he does that all the time.
The only positive in this for Pittsburgh was Tomlin ended the regular season with a winning record, and no one thought they were going to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone thought Pittsburgh would never stood a chance, and that the Raiders and the Chargers were just gonna
kneel for peace.
Yeah. That's freaking hilarious. Kneel for peace. Where'd you hear that one?
Oh, it was all over Twitter the night they were playing.
Bruh. Kneel for peace.
Me, you cowards.
Even I was on Twitter. I was like, well, people are like, who's gonna win the game? I'm like, it's gonna end in a tie. And I was close. So close.
Kneel for peace.
Kneel for peace. Stupid.
And the funny thing is Derek Carr was talking about in that press conference, like, oh, if the Chargers don't take that timeout, like, do you change your game plan? They're like, yeah, we were probably just gonna end in a tie, take the knee.
They're like,
but as soon as they call the timeout, we're able to drop the play.
Yeah.
We could have avoided this. Chargers would have gone to KC and probably had a chance.
No, I don't think no one was gonna beat KC. Dude, you're wild. But
all right, I think we got one more game we got to go through.
Yeah. I ain't write much for this one either because it was it was another joke of a game. Yo, the
poor Kyler Murray.
Arizona Cardinals went down to Inglewood, California to go up against the LA Rams, in which the Rams beat them 34-11. And all I wrote down was, what was this game, Daniel? What was this?
Kyler Murray playing scared and a lot of postseason inexperience on Arizona's side.
Bro, he
I
played like he never played football before. And I'm talking about that pick six where he was in his own end zone. He was trying to avoid the safety. And what the hell? You throw it to who? To nobody.
He threw it at the
up
dude's
into the-
feet,
Bro,
forgetting there was a DB right there who jumped the route.
bro, he threw the ball into the air.
He saved
and his-
himself from 2 points, but gave up 6.
Bro, I'm getting some Detroit Lions 0-16 vibes, bro. He's running into the back of his own end zone. Like,
Ironic. It took Matthew Stafford 13 years to finally win a playoff game.
bro, even Odell Beckham Jr. scored. What the hell? He hasn't done anything all season. Not everyone's going to be like, oh, man, OBJ's back. No, he's not. He just happened to score on a shitty team.
OBJ also threw a pass for about 25 yards.
Shut up. Oh, and he did throw for more yards at the moment than Kyle Murray.
There's a lot of postseason inexperience with Arizona.
Bro, that's how bad this game was.
The fact that every time they panned the camera to Cliff Kingsbury, it reminded me so much of Clay Helton.
Bruh, like lost and confused.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like after playing each other 3 times during the year,
You
Rams
should know how to play this team.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that Arizona embarrassed LA in the first meeting this year, I think it really showed the development of how the Rams have kind of come to play this year.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying the road's going to be easy for the Rams to move forward. I'm just saying this is a step in the right direction for bigger things for this team.
Yeah. Just give you the 2 stats I got here. Matthew Stafford, 13 of 17, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, easy night. Kyler Murray, 19 of 34, 137 yards, the two INTs. Ah, man.
The fact that Matthew Stafford had no issues throwing the ball last night compared to what the last 3 games were in the regular season, I think that says a lot about what he can do as a quarterback if his line protects him.
Yeah. You mean have like a real team with a real offensive line and a real defense?
You're also not throwing a deep ball to nobody except the open corner in the back of the end zone.
Yep. And having Von Miller helps.
Aaron Donald, when he's not throwing punches, helps too. Surprised he didn't get ejected for throwing that one haymaker.
I wouldn't even say it was a haymaker. It was kind of like a rake to the eye. But it's good the other guy was being stupid too. It's like, dude, you guys are wearing helmets. What are you guys gonna do? But anyways, we don't talk about violence on this show, like, unless it's fake violence, like wrestling.
So we're choosing violence, essentially.
Then again, we're talking about a sport where the purpose is to tackle the shit out of somebody.
Exactly. So what do we have for the divisional this weekend, Robert?
So I'm glad you asked. On Saturday, January 22nd, 2022, at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, on CBS, the Bengals will go to Tennessee to take on the Titans.
For our West Coast listeners, that is 10:30 Pacific time.
Mm-hmm.
Robert's reading off the East Coast times, like this show is based on the East Coast.
Oh yes, thank you for clarifying. Also as well, at 5:15 p.m. on Fox, the 49ers will be going up to the frozen tundra of Green Bay and facing Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. On Sunday, January 23rd, 2022 at 12 p.m. on NBC, the Rams will be going to Tampa Bay to face off against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. At 3:30 p.m. on CBS, the Buffalo Bills will be playing away, going to Kansas City to face off against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I feel like all these games are okay. Now we got real playoff games.
I really think that 49ers Packers game is going to be the game to watch this weekend.
Yeah, because there was that one year where the Packers were just unstoppable. I think it was 2018 or 2019. No, I think it was 2019. And the Niners might pull this off. It was like the same thing.
Historically, Green Bay has never been good coming off a bye.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And this is a fired up, energized San Francisco team that I think with a healthy Jimmy Garoppolo,
Yo, dude, that
I think
was
it could be
fire.
dangerous.
Yeah, he's very dangerous because he's good, but I feel like we still haven't seen the best of him.
Could this be the coming party for Jimmy G?
Yes, so you better watch out. I feel like the Bengals and Titans game is going to be a good one, considering.
I don't think since he can play a complete game with Tennessee.
You think so?
I just now that Derrick Henry's back from IR,
Yeah,
just the Titans are going to be a force to be reckoned with, and I don't think the Bengals can repeat the same success 2 weeks in a row.
mm-hmm.
They have too young of a squad.
Yeah. I feel like it might be one of the closer games. The Rams and Bucks. I'm not sure. I feel like this one's going to be a close game as well. I just can't. I wouldn't be able to tell you who I think would play better.
Give me the Rams.
Considering both teams just creamed their opponent. So
give me the Rams by a field goal.
bruh.
Matt A in the clutch.
Because remember what happened the last time the Rams played some guy named Tom Brady? Never stood a chance.
Actually, Tampa came down to LA earlier this year, and LA soundly beat them.
Yeah, and the Saints defeated the Bucks 34-9 or 3 or whatever one year, and then the Bucks still beat them in the NFC Championship game. So you tell me what's going to happen.
Yes, but LA Rams win here. So an NFC Championship game at home with the game out of actually hosting and playing in your own Super Bowl.
Nah,
Think
dog.
about it.
But the last game, I guess we could talk about really quick. Bills and Chiefs. Who do you got?
Man, Josh Allen has been surprising everybody lately, and I really want to see Buffalo do well. Just you can't beat Kansas City at home. It's a proven fact.
Yeah, and it's still the Bills.
I mean,
Still
don't
the
get me
Bills.
wrong. Buffalo has been on the upswing the past few years.
Yeah,
And especially with all the talent they've picked up, I just think Patrick Mahomes always finds a way to get it done at home, and he will again.
no, I think the Chiefs. I feel like no one ever talks about their defense.
Give me the Titans and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, and then give me the Rams and the Niners in the NFC Championship game. That's my up. Those are my two up. That's my upset picks.
All right, give me the Titans and the Chiefs as well, and then give me the Niners and the Rams too.
I would love to see the Packers and the Bucks. I want to see a change, and I think with the way LA played last night, this could be it for them.
Yeah,
If you get past the Bucks and you can avoid the Packers
yeah.
to play your NFC West division rivals for the NFC title and a chance to play in your own Super Bowl, come on, you're not going to pass that up.
No, I don't know. I just don't want the Bucks to win. Even though I say I don't want the Rams to win either.
I'm all for LA.
Bruh. Is there anything else you would like to say about these NFL playoffs before we move on, sir?
Let's just see how the postseason plays out.
No, yeah, I hope these games are way better.
Forget Super Wild Card Weekend. Now it's the real deal.
That is the real deal. None of this super wild card crap.
Now, why don't we switch balls and get? Let's hit the hardwood.
Yeah, the hardwood. Don't worry, we're good on time, bro. But yeah, some NBA, which we don't always get to talk about because we're always talking about tackle football or world football. That's what we like around here.
Football.
But Daniel, he knows some stuff about basketball. So yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about today. Are you ready for this? Nah, just kidding. But yeah.
What is this, Space Jam? Okay, let's just make it clear. This is Space Jam 1, not Space Jam 2.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. But yeah, some hardwood talk. Um, what was it? The last time we talked about some basketball, the Chicago Bulls and the Phoenix Suns were in first place of their respective conferences.
And they still are.
Yeah, they still are. Um, Chicago, I guess I'll run through the top six for each conference. Chicago, Miami, Brooklyn, Cleveland, Milwaukee, and the Philadelphia 76ers. For the West, the number one, as I stated, the Suns, number two, the Warriors, then we got the Grizzlies, we got Utah, Dallas Mavericks, and then the Denver Nuggets, who have been playing well. But Daniel, is there anything you would like to point out from this NBA season that's been going on?
Who would have thought the Grizzlies were going to be the team to watch in the West?
Yo, exactly, right? I was kind of shocked to see that myself when I was looking up the standings.
And granted, they've been playing really well, especially now that Jaw's been kind of coming into his own.
Jaws?
Huh?
You mean Jay Morant?
Jaw.
Ja Morant?
It's Jaw.
But you called him Jaws.
I called him Jaw.
You called
Rewind
him Jaws.
the tape. I said
Nah,
Jaw.
you said Jaws like the shark.
I said Jaws.
Is that his nickname?
No. I said Jaws come into his own. So Jaw with like an apostrophe.
Bruh, but it's not spelled with apostrophe. It's just Jaw.
No,
I thought it was J or Jaw. I couldn't tell, but
rewind the tape.
You said Jaws, bro.
Send this to VAR.
Oh, whatever. Oh, don't be making no soccer references on my show. You don't even watch soccer. But yeah, Mr. Jaw or Jay Morant, someone tell me.
It's Jaw.
He's scoring an average of 24.4 points a game. And he also averages 6.7 assists a game, which is a leading on the squad.
The fact that they have the fourth best record in the entire league right now, and they're locked into a battle with the Cavs for the best story of the season, it's amazing.
Dude, that's another team too. I'm like, what the hell? Weren't you guys like at the bottom the last time I checked? I know you got, they were not in the top six the last time I checked, bro.
But you have to think about it. This same Grizzlies team stuck into the playoffs via the play-in tournament last year just to get beat. And now you have Miss Morant playing at an all-NBA level, and they have one of the deepest rosters in the league.
No, that's true, because I just been following semi-closely. I'm like, who the hell is this Morant guy? But no, he's carrying this team. And not like a hard carry, like an easy carry. Like the team is it's not stacked, but it's well built. You get what I'm saying?
They've been playing extremely hard against teams that they should otherwise not have a chance against. And just going into the All-Star break, they hold a 14-8 record against opponents that are 500 or better.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a fluke. This team is for real.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a well built team. Like they're not playing like puff team. I mean, there's no upset or underdog in like NBA, but you have to take them seriously.
And I mean, you can say the same thing about the Bulls. I mean, granted, the Bulls, no one was expecting them to be at the top of the Eastern Conference, but they've gotten here from players like DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball. I would have thought I'd be saying his name again,
bro. We'll get to him in a little bit, but yeah, the Bulls are somewhat a surprise for me as well, considering everyone thought Brooklyn was going to take it, which they're in third, currently with and without Kyrie Irving, and currently without Kevin Durant, who suffered a knee or leg injury not so long ago. And
but when you look at it, I mean, the Bulls have gotten blown out by two opponents in back-to-back games. So, I mean, you have to kind of look at how they've been playing so far as the All-Star break approaches.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, with all the success they've been having, can it translate to the same success into the playoffs? Because when was the last time you saw Chicago actually make a decent run in the playoffs?
I don't know.
Derrick Rose.
Yeah, I guess. But then again, those are not built teams for playoff. Those were get us there and see what happens type of teams. and then he got hurt. The end.
I
Hey,
mean,
never heard from him again.
while we're still in the Eastern Conference, why don't we talk about Cleveland?
Cleveland. Who's even on this team?
This name will sound familiar to you. Evan Mobley,
Oh gosh.
the current front runner for Rookie of the Year.
That I know. I heard his name the other day. I was like, wait, what? No way. Hey, even Ricky Rubio's on this team. What the hell?
Yeah, but he tore his ACL at the end of December. He's done for the year.
Oh, but it says he's the leading. He leads the team in steals.
He was also having a standout year, attempting threes at the highest rate of his career.
Bro, who else is on this team? Darius Garland. Never heard of him. He's averaging
Jared
19
Allen, who used to play for Brooklyn.
10.9 rebounds. He's averaging.
The Lakers just traded Rondo to the Cavs.
Oh, that's true. Oh, I haven't even heard squat about him on this team though. That's probably why they traded him. He wasn't doing anything anyway.
But the one thing that's really helped. There went my mic. The one thing that's really helping Cleveland this year is just how they're anchoring down on the defensive side of the ball.
It says Evan Mobley he is averaging 1.7 blocks, and that he's leading the team as the center.
No one thought we'd be talking about Cleveland like this since LeBron left.
I didn't think I was gonna be talking about Cleveland at all today.
Did we see this Cleveland team in the postseason?
As of right now, yes. They're in the top
This
six.
could be the weirdest NBA postseason we've ever seen.
It probably will be.
I'm not going to be mad about it.
No, I mean, look, the playoffs, I'm bringing the NFL back in this, are only good when like it's competitive or it's a crap house. It's a shit show. You get what I'm saying?
So we're not getting a repeat of the Warriors and the Cavs every year like we were for the past 4 years.
No, I mean, not that those were, in my opinion, not that those were bad because they were competitive each time. But yeah, I mean, it's good to have some variety, kind of like how the bubble kind of brought us that in a way. You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
Like, what's the word? Like, not variety, but it's giving us like that, like
we get something else to pick from.
Yeah, like that randomness. You get what I'm saying?
Just like this year in the college football playoff, we didn't have to deal with Clemson or Ohio State.
Yes. I mean, we still had to deal with Bama and Georgia, but close enough.
Yeah, but look, I'll take those two over Bama, Clemson, Ohio State, and unknown
insert random Pac-12 team that gets knocked out the first round.
Oregon, Pac-12 chances at the playoff into the dust.
You know what's funny? All right, I don't want to get off topic, but if USC ever makes it and we're the number 4 team, and people are like,
we're gonna get matched up with Bama.
Yeah, you're gonna get matched up with Bama, and you know what's gonna happen?
We're either gonna try and keep it close, or we're gonna get wiped off the field.
No, there's only one thing that's gonna happen. Okay, it's going to happen. They're gonna win the whole thing because no one's gonna expect it. Think about it real quick. But anyways, I want to get off topic, but
shall we move over to the Western Conference?
Yeah.
The Lakers stink.
Okay. I was like, what do you mean? We just did the Western Conference, but yeah. The team in the West that everyone thought was going to be good, but are just, I don't know what the hell's going on. The Lakers, man, what the hell? You know, 1 second they're terrible, and then the other second they're on an undefeated streak, and then the other second they're back to being terrible. It's like, bro, can you guys pick something? Even when you guys were at your fullest strengths, you guys were barely decent.
We're 40 games into the season and we're at 500. Especially when you take the expectations into account. Since LeBron James is on this team, who's been mostly healthy, except Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
But
you can even say Russ.
Let me get back to that.
Yeah.
So you have a healthy LeBron. They've gotten solid performances from Melo, Malik Monk, who I didn't think I'd be talking about this year, and Austin Reeves. But everything else that can go wrong has gone wrong.
Yeah.
AD gets hurt. We got Russell Westbrook for a bag of chips, and now Kyle Kuzma's laughing at us in the Eastern Conference.
Bro.
But there have been some bright spots.
No,
Look at
yeah,
Stanley Johnson. Give that man a deal instead of a stupid 10-day contract.
yeah.
Do you think the Lakers would make a coaching change in season?
No,
Why?
because LeBron wouldn't allow it. He's probably because I feel like the team's bad, but they're not terrible. It's just that they're inconsistent. And like they could do it. It's just that there's an off switch on this team, which is always bad. Like I think that's the worst that because you're gonna be really good or really bad. But when you have an off switch, when I say off switch, I mean you can be you could be good and then play like shit. Like the next game, it's like, bro, like that drives players, coaches, and fans insane.
Well,
Because
you also
the
got to remember
definition
where
of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
gotta love playing in the entertainment capital of the world.
I guess, but they need to get it together because I mean Russ the other day went off. Like it was like old school Russ. But what it is though, it can't just be a flash in the pan. Like you gotta be old, you gotta be regular Russ all the time. Like you're wearing the Laker jersey now. Like, what's the difference? That you're not getting the ball? No, you're just missing your shots. How you gonna go cold? How you can go cold? It's the same sport.
At this point in the season, the Lakers are fighting for their playoff lives in the play-in tournament.
Yeah. Like that's the best we can do at the moment. So Laker fans, you better hold on tight. It's gonna be a rough one.
It's okay. I'm a USC fan. Nothing can give me more pain.
Bruh. Back to the Eastern Conference. Another team people said that were gonna be good.
The Boston Celtics.
Yeah, Garbaggio. I don't know what's up with this team either. Like they're worse than the Lakers somehow. Barely in that top 10 spot. They're 23-22.
I mean, they've won 5 of their last 6.
Yeah.
So you have that.
Who's even on this team?
Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
But
Marcus
you have
Smart.
to think about what Boston has done this year.
Yeah.
And I remember Joel Embiid saying after a loss, Boston is a ISO heavy team. So it becomes easier to load up to try and kind of limit what they can do offensively.
Jason Tatum averaging 25.5 points a game.
But that's what's been Boston's saving grace this year is their offense.
Yeah.
Besides that, Boston is garbage.
Yeah, Marcus Smart getting you 5.3 assists a game is not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it.
Oh, man. You got to do my boy Marcus Smart dirty.
You got to play better. But
he's got to have them reps in practice. We are talking about practice.
Yeah. Let me see. Damn, Jason Tatum started 40. He started all games. Dude, that was not going to make it. He's not going to make it. And he plays 36.8 minutes a game. He's going to die out. And then they're screwed. I mean, Jaylen Brown's like right behind him in points, but they're going to get burnt out. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
It's a 82-game marathon.
Yep.
So now let's go from the negative. Let's talk a little bit about the positive.
I guess some bright spots really quick. Devin Booker
playing really well.
Yeah, he is doing really well. He's becoming a meme as well. Like a Kobe Bryant meme.
Please. Kobe Bryant doesn't scream at mascots for trying to distract him from shooting a free throw.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone's like, y'all say he's the next Kobe. He gets mad at the mascot. Kobe would have just shot the ball and not like made a big deal. But no, he's been playing very well. I mean, the past I want to say past 3 seasons, even in the bubble, because they almost made it into the playoffs in the bubble, but just unfortunate things didn't pan out for them. But yeah, he's averaging 24.6. That's leading the team.
At least they're proving to everybody this year that last season's run to the NBA Finals wasn't a fluke.
No, it was never a fluke. That's what I'm saying. Even the bubble season wasn't a fluke. All he needed was one team to lose, and he would have been in the playoffs.
They've been a top 5 offensive and defensive team all season.
Mm-hmm. Yo,
And that's
Chris
with Chris Paul
Paul
posting his worst field goal and 3-point percentages since he was a rookie.
Hey, yo, Chris Paul was those averaging 10 assists and 1.9 steals a game, though.
Yes, but Chris Paul's still getting his bag.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like overall the team is set up well, too. So
I feel like
there's no way they can fail.
This team can make a deep playoff run.
They will make a deep playoff run.
Do you have them going back to the? Do you have them going back to the final?
I have them going at least to the championship game, to the conference championship game.
Okay, that's fair.
Final, I'm not sure.
Let's just see how the rest of this pans out first.
Yeah, another guy. You've said his name earlier. Kyle Kuzma, most improved player? Question mark.
Honestly, after all the flack he dealt with as a Laker, I feel like this trade is what he needed for his career. It's made him into a better player.
Hey, I wouldn't say. I mean, he kind of deserved it.
But he's turning Washington not into a legit contender, but
similar to the Grizzlies and Cleveland. Yeah. They're another well-built team.
They're current. I mean, the Wizards right now
they're in 8th place.
They're on the edge of a playoff spot.
Yeah.
But the fact that we got Russ for a bag of chips, now I know why the Wizards wanted to get rid of him.
Because they could tell he was about to fall off the cliff.
Yeah, let's make him the Lakers' problem. Yeah, thanks a lot, Washington.
Let's see what's Kyle Kuzma's stats. Points as of this recording, 15.7. Offensive. No, I'm on offense. I'm on overall rebound. 8.9 rebounds. He's averaging 3 assists. And yeah, that's his stat line right now.
I would say he's in the running for most improved player.
I mean, because look at when he was with the Lakers, when they were terrible, he was the only bright thing, the only bright spot for the team. Everyone was worshiping this man. And then we started signing people. We signed LeBron. We signed Rondo. We signed AD. And everybody thought, oh, it's all coming together. We got our one shining grace and a bunch of superstars. What could go wrong? And what went wrong? Everything. All the superstars outplayed him. And he went cold. And he started playing sloppy. And was like, what? Like, we thought you were gonna help us out, bro. We thought you were gonna continue being our saving grace alongside all the other saving graces. But it just never panned out. And yeah, that's why he got flacked for it, because he went downhill when he was with the Lakers in season.
At least now he's doing better.
No, yeah, of course. So hopefully, yeah, he keeps this groove going. And you want to know who else has kept their groove going, which will be the last topic we'll talk about here in the NBA section?
The Ball brothers.
And not just the one Ball, all 3 of them, but I feel like only 2 of them are good.
Well, I'll say LiAngelo, I think, is still stuck in the G League.
Did he go back down? I could have sworn he was up here.
I could have sworn he went back down.
Are you sure?
I'm looking it up right now.
I'm looking it up right now. I mean,
yeah, he's in the G League.
Bro.
Back with the Swarm.
He went back?
Yeah, he's back with the Swarm.
Bro, what happened to his breakout season?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's back with the Swarm.
Bro, yeah, he is. He went back. All right. The one good Ball brother that's in the league right now.
The one good Ball brother.
LaMelo Ball.
2.
There's 2, but only one of them is good. So where were you?
Not giving Lonzo the credit that he's due.
No, he played like crap.
But then again, he does have a supporting cast. LaMelo's doing it all by himself.
Yeah, I guess. But bro, I feel like his brother is doing a way better job. Because LaMelo's actually playing ball. He's actually doing the thing he gets paid to do, and that's playing basketball. And that's either assisting or scoring or both.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying, bro?
No, I get you.
But then again, Lonzo is on the better team. So it's a slippery slope.
I was gonna say there's not much of an argument.
I don't know, bro. You tell me. You're the one that wrote this down.
Nah.
And your question, was LeVar Ball right all along?
Well, I think LeVar. What I mean by that is, LeVar said all of his sons would get to the league at some point, and I feel like he was right about that. He's seen his kids make a name for themselves.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, they both been playing well. Let me see, where's this fool at? I just had it and it disappeared. Let me look it up. Charlotte Hornets. Because once his brother came in, I was like, all right, this fool can actually play. Hello, are you there? Did we lose signal?
I'm listening.
All right, we're not in the same room, by the way, because obviously. Once again, digital release. LaMelo Ball averaging 7.6 assists and 1.7 steals. For the season, he is averaging 19.4 points a game.
It all makes sense.
It all makes sense. Yeah, he's playing both sides of the ball. And Lonzo, oh well.
Oh well.
I'm just kidding. How about you want to look up that one? Let's see. Let's compare and contrast.
Lonzo this year.
Lonzo this year.
Well, I'm not gonna give his Pelican stats.
No. Yeah.
Or even worse, the Lakers.
No, yeah, don't look at that one.
This year alone, he's averaging 13 points a game, 5.4 total rebounds, 5 assists. He's 42% from the field, 42 from 3. He's not having a horrible year.
Yeah, that's actually not that bad. That's NBA numbers right there.
But he's got the supporting cast and Io DeSumo.
No, that's what I'm saying. I feel like Lonzo's on the better team, but LaMelo's playing better individually.
As LeVar would say, he never lost.
Do you have anything else to say about the NBA, sir?
I'm good.
All right.
I think we've covered everything.
Let's move on to our 2 segments towards the end of the show. As always, topic number 3, we got the warm-up. And as I mentioned prior, if you're still sticking around, unfortunately, there was the passing of Mr. John Madden, longtime NFL coach and commentator. But we're not here to be sad about him. I mean, not to be mean, but some bright spots, because we're going to do, like I said, the warm-up is where we do something sports related, but it's not too, doesn't always have to be serious, something a little more fun, a little more off the cuff, in which we're going to talk about the reason why a lot of people know about John Madden. Do you know why we know about John Madden besides his NFL coaching career that we were not even born for?
It starts with a video game company called Electronic Arts.
Yes, EA.
And they have a sports division. They have a sports division, with a little tagline that goes, "EA Sports."
It's in the game. But yes, Madden NFL, which me and Daniel were lucky enough to play, and yeah, I just want to go over.
Life was so much simpler then.
Yep. I just want to go over like our memories of the game. So Daniel, can you tell us a memory of playing Madden?
When life was much simpler and I didn't have to worry about adult responsibilities, I spent a lot of my time playing Madden. 2005, might I remind you, on the PlayStation 2. And even though I kind of backed away from video games later on in life, Madden has been such like a pop culture phenomenon that it's developed into a life of its own. So now people enter like big video game tournaments, and I know a couple people who have, and like it's now become a lifestyle where they're gonna play Madden for like big sums of money. So the impact that Madden has had on this generation is just bigger than what you can talk about.
Yeah, because Madden's the only game that you can play with licensed NFL players and licensed teams. And it was a big deal too, because he was a coach and a commentator. So easily recognizable voice. And he sounds like a football guy. So it's like when you're playing the game, and like when for me, like the newer games, what was the last one I played? I think I played 2015, 16, maybe. No, 14 or 15. I don't remember. Anyways, one of the last ones that I played, uh, I did the NFL career mode, and it was just funny.
The Foo made is my career.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. It's just funny because it was towards the end when they stopped using him. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna hear John Madden in my thing. And all they did was they got some voice actor to pretend to be John Madden or something to call like plays into my ear, like, all right, you're gonna run the wheel route. I'm like, you're not John Madden. What the hell's this? Because yeah, I grew up. What was the one I played? I played with my cousins. That's the thing. That's why I remember the most a lot. I think it was 2005 or 2006 on the Xbox, playing as the Saints and hearing him be like, all right, you're going to practice punting today. Make sure you hit it towards the pylon. I'm like, all right, I got you, man. But yeah, like hearing his voice, like in the game commentating or giving you directions during like practice was always just, I don't know, it's satisfying. You get me? Satisfying before satisfying was a meme. You get me?
Satisfying before satisfying was a meme.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, no, I get you.
So like, I don't know, it just sucks that he passed away, but he was an icon to even the non-sports people who played Madden. And like people still play that game today because of him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like people just hearing the name Madden holds a lot. Like I remember it was a big deal when was it the 2008 2009 Super Bowl when the Steelers played the Cardinals. I know we mentioned it earlier, and they had Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald on the cover. Like that was a big deal. Like they have two people on the Madden cover. Like, bro, like that blew everybody's minds and it was fair too, because the Steelers had a really good defense that year, and Larry Fitzgerald was playing like a madman. So it was like, oh, like who are we gonna put on the cover? Like that's messed up if we we don't show somebody. You get me?
Yeah, it was bad.
Wait, what?
No, what I mean by that is like the game hasn't gone bad, but there were a couple of years like after that Troy Polamalu, Larry Fitzgerald year where the game kind of just fell off a little bit.
Yeah, it's because it became kind of redundant. Like they were trying to always update the game with different mechanics every year that didn't need to be fixed. And I do know, yeah, there's Madden purists who are upset on different things that were in the game that they loved and that no longer exist, like updated stats or having like more creative liberties and like the create your player or create a team, and or like I think I forgot what it was called. It wasn't kind of like in other games too as well. They've done this where it'd be like be a GM and then like the G it's still, or they'll change it to be a I don't know, something stupid where like be a coach or something, but it's like be a GM, but it has none of the same mechanics that they said that it was gonna have from the year before. So it's like, bro, like this is not even the same game.
It was not the same game.
It's not the same game. Where like, I think it's the stats thing that a lot of people like kind of threw a lot of people away from the game. Where like, okay, oh yeah, we're gonna have this aspect from last year be in it, but change it up. Like, oh okay, let's see how it is, and then you guys don't have half of the stats from X, Y, and Z player that make them good. You get what I'm saying?
No, I get you.
Or, being able to put specific players on, or having like a draft, or doing. It's just little things that just threw off the game that people didn't like.
Whew. But Madden is still a huge part of this kind of like generation's culture.
No, yeah, it is still. It's just easy to get into. It's still just football. It's just that even the game itself, when they moved to online play mostly, like killed it because the game glitches a lot. Like it's not fun. Like what also like hurt it too was when, because I think wasn't there like an ESPN NFL game, right?
Oh God, don't remind me.
Like
I remember those years.
up until when EA bought like the full rights for it, like the game kind of just dipped in quality very slowly, although like they were still tolerable. It wasn't until we got into the more online micro transaction era of the game where it kind of just dipped. But I don't know. Is there any other memories that you would like to talk about with the game? Because yeah, me and my cousins played a lot. I think it was the 2005 one that we played, where it had the sample or the demo for NFL Street.
Ooh, the NFL Street still goes hard now today. I will say that in 2022.
Are
If
you
you give
sure?
me a copy of NFL Street, it'll go hard today.
But the old school one though.
Oh yeah, still anything NFL Street goes hard.
I don't know about that. Same thing with regular Madden. A lot of people didn't like the newer version because they were trying to make it like arcadesy when the other ones were not arcade style, but they felt arcade style. Like they were just enjoyable.
I would say when you play Madden, do you play like the regular game simulation style, or do you go arcade styles where you can score more points?
Probably regular. I just want to play a game.
You play the. Do you change your settings to play the full 15-minute quarters?
Oh hell no! I've done that before in like NCAA. That was not a good idea.
Oh, I always change the setting to play the full 15.
Dude, you're psychotic.
I'm one of those purists. I like to play the
Why would you?
traditional game.
Why would you do that to yourself,
It's called playing the game by the rules.
bruh? But yeah, I just remember like going to my cousin's house because I didn't have a gaming console, so that's all we would play, and we didn't know how football worked yet, so we would just throw Hail Marys.
Nice.
So, like, yeah, we didn't understand how football worked. We were just like, oh, we're just gonna throw the ball all the way downfield and hope for the best. So it was a lot of high scoring games, but only because we would just chuck the ball down the field.
You would throw Hail Marys down the field all game.
Yep. Yo, man, I would always be the Saints and he would always be the Niners. Because, yo, man, Deuce McAllister, bro.
So I'm sure that PI from the NFC Championship game.
Oh,
still
shut up.
bothers you.
Why you gotta dampen my happy memory?
That's my job, isn't it?
I feel like I just got Charlie Brown's. You move the football.
I'm Lucy now.
Yeah, you're Lucy. You move the ball from my feet. Shaking my head, bro. But is there any other memory you would like to say before we wrap this segment up?
I think I've covered every memory I have of playing Madden.
Oh, dang, that wasn't a lot.
Well, like I said, I didn't play video games a whole lot growing up, but I know
Bruh.
the impact it had on other people.
It does have a lot of impact. But now there's esports and now this whole big thing, bro.
Cal State Dominguez Hills Esports.
Bruh. But anyways, yes. If that's all, would you like to move on to the rundown?
Let's move on.
All right. So yeah, the rundown. What's been going on? Just some quick Australian Open, if I'm saying her name correctly. Garbine Muguruza.
Stick to your day job, Rios.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, they're undefeated. They remain strong. I believe their undefeated streak is at 10 or 11-0 at the Australian Open in the first round. So good job on them. Keep going. Some NHL, not talk, but standings update. What do we got here? Why is my thing not loading? What's going on? All right, here we go. In the Atlantic or in the Eastern Conference in the Atlantic Division, the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning are running the Atlantic Division at the moment, with Toronto coming up the rear in third. In the Metropolitan region, the New York Rangers playing well again. Right behind them is Carolina Hurricanes and the Pittsburgh Penguins, who have been decent as of late. In the Western Conference in the Central Division, the Colorado Avalanche, I was about to say the Colorado Rapids. The Colorado Avalanche are in first place. They play the Kings this coming week. As of this recording, they haven't played yet. Right behind them are the St. Louis Blues and the Nashville Predators. And then in the Pacific Division for the Western Conference, we have the Vegas Golden Knights in first place. Yo, you got the three nearest West Coast teams killing it right now. The Vegas Knights in first. Yo, hear me correctly. I can't even believe I'm saying this. The Los Angeles Kings are in second in the Pacific. How is that even possible when they've been playing like dog crap the past couple of years? And then right behind them, we got the Anaheim Ducks. So, yeah, that's your NHL conference standings, recap, catch up. And very quickly, Mr. Daniel Tom, did you hear that the Big 12 conference is discussing a 7-team division beginning in 2023? What's your opinion about that?
Obviously, the Big 12 is now trying to recover after losing their big power schools to the SEC. I think it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
Why?
What is 7-team divisions going to accomplish?
I mean, the Pac-12 divided into 2 divisions. It's working for them.
That's what everybody thinks. No, it's not.
Bruh. Is that all you like? What was you gonna say? What?
It's a power move.
Yeah, kind of like kind of like the ACC and the Pac-12 trying to come together, no?
Exactly. I just don't think this will work.
Yeah, they're probably gonna flounder on their own, honestly.
God bless the Big 12, though.
But moving on in the rundown. The MLB is still in a lockout, but I don't think it's going any good because I think the MLB offered the MLB Players Association a contract and it was denied.
The players didn't like what the owners had.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna lose about a month of games.
Yeah, but it's spring training.
No, I think a month of real games, fool.
No,
I think so.
I think
that's what I read correctly.
I think we'll be okay.
I don't know, man.
Spring training, though, is now in serious danger.
Yeah, so I think we're going to lose a month of real games, fool. Trust. But don't trust in the process. Not in this process. And the last, or do you have anything else to say about that? Hello?
I hope they come up with a deal soon.
Bruh. And the last thing I'd like to go over, just very quickly for the esports people, Microsoft is buying Activision Blizzard. And that means basically Microsoft will be owning Call of Duty, Halo, well, all of Halo now, and Tony Hawk Pro Skater and Diablo. So, yeah, that's a pretty big deal in the gaming industry. So if you're an esports person, that's your esports news.
I'll say for our non-gaming people,
it's a lot of money and it's a big company. There you go. But is there anything else you'd like to add, Mr. Daniel Tom, before we start wrapping things up?
No. I think we've covered everything.
Yeah, I know. Sorry if we took a little long today, but hey, at least you're back and we could do a full show now.
Happy to be back.
But this was the Rambling Runoff Sports Podcast. Thank you for listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. I appreciate it a lot. And if you're on the other ones, leave a review as well if you can. But thank you. If you want to hear more from us, you can follow us on Twitter at @OffRambling. Be tweeting about the NFL games and whatever else is going on. You can follow us on Instagram at Rambling Runoff, or just find us or just type in Rambling Runoff on Instagram. I also repost scores and some highlights, some goofy stuff as well with the sports world. If you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me at Robert RRY. Daniel, where can they find you on the socials?
They can find me on the socials on Instagram at dtomtheannouncer or on Twitter at therealdptom. I promise it's not what you think, but we try to provide the best content as possible.
No, yes, of course, always. So yeah, I think that's our show for today, everybody. Once again, I'm your host, Robert Rios. This is my co-host, Mr.
Daniel Tom.
We'll see you next week. See ya. Bye.